Hi, I had been teaching memory to students and others for last few years. So when I went to London, when I met Tony Buzan, the World Memory Sports Council president, who is no longer alive now, I met many memory coaches like Dominic O'Brien and read a lot of memory books. I understood that these books and these techniques have been there for last only few years. Thereafter, I did a lot of innovation. I developed my own methods and I try to Indianize all these methods to all of you so that you can apply these methods into your chemistry, physics, English or Hindi. But sometimes I used to wonder, these memory techniques have come recently. Even before that, the script as such means the writing the letters, whether it is Malayalam or Hindi or English, ABC or I, whatever, they have come only few years back. But what about the ages like Vedas, Upanishads, Ramayana, Mahabharata, any Janapada historical story, how those stories, how those scriptures have been passed on for generations when people have not gone to school, when they have not gone to college, when there was no formal education and there was no written script, then understood one thing that they were doing something called Avadhana. Now this Avadhana concept is a very famous from the place that I come from. See, I come from Hyderabad, part of Telangana. So next to that, there's one more state called Andhra Pradesh. In these two states, they speak some language called Telugu. In this Telugu, we got something called Avadhana. Avadhana means like people, they'll ask you a lot of questions. You need to remember 10, 20 people, they'll ask you some questions. You need to remember everyone's question. You need to tell who asked what question. In the same order, you're supposed to reply to them. Sometimes somebody is asking question and somebody will from backside they'll be throwing a flower. Somebody will be ringing a bell at the back. Okay, somebody will be asking one joke. Somebody will be asking one question. Now 10, 20 people they'll have asked different questions and they're supposed to answer them in the same order. We call them Shetavadhana, Sasravadhana. Okay, so many people in Telugu language, very famous people, they have did this Avadhana. This is a formal platform where we say that they had super memory. But before that, people still they used to do this kind of Avadhana is basically means repetition. Anything you remember and then you repeat many times orally, now that you will remember. That means in the ancient times, the gurus, be it Vashishta or Vishwamitra or thereafter any Rajaguru or when people they used to go to Gurukul, but the teachers they used to teach the princes or our mantras, shlokas, any kind of poems. Now how they have come, right, from that generation to next generation, then understood they've been only repeating means orally repeating. So in Hyderabad, now we have got one festival called Bathukamma festival. This happens just 1 week before Dasara, Durga Puja, and there they put a lot of flowers and lot of women, they keep going around those flowers, decorated flowers, and they keep singing some songs, and it's called Bathukamma poems, And my mother, she knew so many such kind of songs, and my mother is illiterate. My grandmother, she knew so many, and before that, my great grandmother, I believe she knew many more. That means my great grandmother to my grandmother to my mother. Right now, of course, my sisters, they are educated, they know, they must have read, but even then, this kind of songs, any kind of such kind of mantras where Mangalharti mantra or Hanuman Chalisa or Vishnu Sahasranama or Kaunsalya Suprajarama or Gayatri mantra, whatever this kind of mantras, right? Most of these mantras, right? Any kind of Vedas, Upanishads, they've been repeated all over. So repetition is the mother of memory. So you can take a clue from this that the scripts have come, the lipi, the words have come little later. And then when the people invented the letters, then they used to have something called Talapatra Grantha, means bitter leaves. Now people used to write, and then whether Annamacharya Kirtana or Tyagaraja Kirtana, they have come like that. And some of are still there, some of them are already gone. If you go to a place called Chidambaram in Tamil Nadu, and they got Agastya Mahamuni, when he was there, he wrote about us, I believe. Okay, so people, they tell about your name, your parents' name, and what they are doing right now. They'll go back and they will try and tell you which part of the country that you are born before, what were you before. So they can tell about your past life and they can tell about future life as well. So all of them, they had that bitter leaves. No, the entire thing is written there in that. Okay, and thereafter now we've got books right now, and then printing of the books are very difficult. Some time back, right now you have a laptop, and then we got one mobile phone, and in this, no, anything that you can type into the mobile and you can send it on WhatsApp message, right? And we can type a document and we can just send it like that, PDF, whatever. Right now, writing a book or a blog has become so easy right now. But those days, imagine, there was no blogs, there was no books, and there was no mobile phone, there was no script. Everything has to come from father to son, and from him to his son, from him to his daughter, and from her to next generation. Like this, from generations together, India has, actually protected our culture. How? Only through repetition. So that means what? Even before I started memory training, okay, this memory was already there. We all have that innate skill. Maybe we forgot that beautiful skill. So what you can do is, anything that you learn, try and repeat as many times as possible. Repeat orally, you repeat. So what will happen is, when you orally repeat, so you are actually giving work to the tongue first of all. Second thing what will happen is, you are creating some sound. Like I'm making some sound, the sound is going out, it's coming back into my ears, it's getting back into my head. Means I'm trying to activate my different senses as well. Okay, so you can, when you say this, right, and you will remember much better. So anytime you remember any song or any mantra or any script, okay, or Miss will tell from here to there, as still should remember, or you are supposed to give a speech in a school or a college. Now first 2-3 sentences, last 2-3 sentences, what you should do? You must repeat them as many times as possible. If you repeat them, you can remember it. So that means even repetition is one of the most beautiful memory method which our ancestors have been using it and have used them, so that we are still having that. And if you come to this part of India, South India, in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, even today I got some of them, and they are called Avadhanis. Okay, very famous people. They are protecting this particular ritual called Avadhana. And I don't know about other language, but in Telugu it is still there. And that Avadhana, then I spoke to them, understood that they repeat this as many times as possible. So repetition is one of the beautiful way to improve your memory. So anytime Miss will tell you, remember this particular equation, formula, theorem, or she will tell you, remember this speech as it is, or preamble of the Indian Constitution, or national anthem, or Vande Mataram, or you take a pledge in the school, India is my country, all Indians are my brothers and sisters, any such kind of thing. What you should do? You repeat that as many times as possible. Then what will happen is, you are creating much more stronger impression in the brain. So don't ever think that repetition is bad, but is one of the best ways that our forefathers have used. And if we can still use this along with the memory methods that you are learning from me or learned from me, you can combine both of them and you can have wonderful memory, because there is no one way to remember. Imagine, right now I'm sitting here, I have to go to some Delhi, I can go by walk, I can go by cycle rickshaw, I can go by auto, I can go by my bicycle, I can go by scooty, I can go by bike, I can go by car, I also can go by bullock cart, I can go on a horseback, okay. I also can go by train, or I can go by aeroplane, helicopter, or if there's a water body, I also can go by boat or a ship or a cruise. I mean, so many ways are there. So when we have to go, we choose which part of the country that I need to go. And you choose one mode of transportation depending upon the money that is in your pocket, time that is available, and ease of convenience. Should I go by train? Should I go by bus? Should I book a flight ticket? Should I go by ship? Depending as you choose a thing, right? So like that, in our memory workshop, you are going to learn so many memory techniques, and all of them, as you keep learning and practicing, you become so wise, you will know which method we should apply. There's no one method to apply to every subject. So depending upon the complexity or the type of or class of method that you got, you will learn to use one method, and all of them at Jayasimha Mind Education, we train you on this memory methods. So if you are a parent seeing this video, make sure that your child does get to attend this memory workshop. We got some offline workshops happening in different cities of India, and also we got some recorded online courses. You can get this course as well, and you also can become memory champion as well. Call up the numbers given by. I would love to see you in one of the memory workshop. I want you to become memory champion. So this is Squadron Jayasimha signing off from Rourkela. We shall meet up again. Until then, love you all. Bye.